of investing in gold about 6 years ago. And ultimately, of course, there's a London market for that. There's a Baltic exchange, particularly for marine, but there's also another exchange for commodities. In Pakistan also, we do have a national commodity exchange, although awareness has yet to be created for it. So definitely that would be another area to diversify. We already have so many Islamic financing instruments and products like Muraba, Mudarba, and of course very soon will be Salam and Istasna. So those need to be, I think, further stressed upon. And ultimately, as I said earlier also, our aim should be that without exception, we should not confuse the general public by saying one is conventional, the other one is Islamic. They should have that confidence that yes, everything, if it is banking, it is Islamic, if it is insurance, it is Islamic, if it is fund management, it is Islamic. With the right commitment that we have in people like Shoaib Saab, because he is one of the pioneers of Islamic funds, so I don't see any reason why we should not be optimistic.
Captain Jamil. Mohammed Shoaib, we've been hearing about the revival of the Mudarba industry. A couple years ago, it was non-existent. I mean, I'm sure it was there, it's just that we wouldn't hear much about it, but now we're beginning to hear more about it. Where do you see that going, as well as how do you see it playing into the overall Islamic capital markets in Pakistan?
Actually, I'll just little go back to how the Mudarba concept came in Pakistan market. Actually, in 1980, on the recommendation of Islamic Advisory Council, this concept came in Pakistan market with the Mudarba ordinance and Mudarba rules in 1981. Thereafter there was around 52 Mudarba came in Pakistan market, and that the authority was the corporate authority. Initially, all the Mudarba performed very well, but subsequently, because of the lack of the regulations and the lack of the awareness of Islamic finance, all the Mudarba couldn't work appropriately, and some of incurred in losses, and public confidence was shaken. As far as the concern with the Mudarba structure is there, the Mudarba model is very unique model in Pakistan market with the proper rules and regulations. In Islamic finance, the Mudarba is a mode of finance, but in Pakistan, I think the only vehicle is available with the Mudarba. This got the proper rules and regulations, and also has the listing on the stock exchange also. I have presented several presentations in other countries also where this model was well received. At present, now 26 Mudarbas is working in Pakistan market, and as far as concerned with its performances, Mudarba sector is performing very well, and out of the 26 Mudarba, around 70-80% Mudarba is in profits and declaring the cash dividends also. Within the Mudarba sectors, there are the Mudarba was under the category of the manufacturing, trading, Islamic financial services, and also the brokerage house activity. I can see this model because recently, within the 4 years, a lot of work has been done by the Mudarba Association and regulator also. Recently, the Sharia regulation has been given by the SSCP, and it was again all the Mudarba is required to have the Sharia auditor also. I can see this model now can play a better part within the non-banking Islamic financial institutions, within the category of the trade, finance. Even I can say that we have the huge halal food market here. Through the Mudarba platform, we can tap this opportunity also. There is also segment is also available in the Pakistan market, which is the Islamic REIT. Through the Mudarba platform, we can have the Islamic REIT model also, because first Mudarba came in the Pakistan market was the Twin Tower Mudarba, that was the real estate Mudarba. So that, and again thereafter we can't see any Mudarba coming in the market, but we have a lot of infrastructure project available in Pakistan market. Lot of gap is available for the houses and commercial plazas also. So Mudarba can play a better role through the Islamic REIT also. And another Mudarba also can play as an SPV also. We can have the example of one of the Mudarba is Faizan Mudarba. It was one of the joint venture between the two banks and ICA Pakistan Limited, and that was picked for the specific project, and that was a specific project, and on the period the project was completed and investment was given back to the investors. So I can see that there is a lot of potential available within the Mudarba after this, the Sharia mechanism and Sharia regulations and the induction of the Sharia advisors. A lot of potentials is available, and we can see new Mudarba can come in Pakistan market.
Thank you, Shoaib. Atiq, sorry. Where does the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry stand in its support of the Islamic capital markets?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Such as learned speakers, prominent people and Islamic scholars sitting. I have no achievements and products to explain, but I'll tell you one thing very good, that being representing the 8th largest chamber in the world, Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are the facilitators for the businessmen, small or larger, medium, whatever, we are the facilitators. What we see is that a business community is slowly moving towards the Islamic funding and the investment opportunities available in the Islamic funding. And then we can see that orientations are there, but we lack little awareness. So the Islamic banking component is little weak, and more weak is the takaful. I quoted always an example that when there was a incident at Bolton Market, complete Bolton Market was gutted in fire, and Karachi Chamber of Commerce, out of its CSR largest project in the history of Karachi, came forward to give them all the shops and rehabilitate them again. We inquired that there was no sense or knowledge were available among the masses there that they could go for takaful, or maybe they were having an account in banking, and so much so they even did not have the CNIC, even not the tax, they were not the taxpayers. So the basic thing is this, that we have to work, being the businessman and enlightening the businessmen and keeping them aware of all this, where the feeling has to grow that Islamic funding, investment, or the Islamic banking, as a matter of fact, is a big shelter against riba. And Pakistan, being the Islamic country, should be the biggest financial center of Islamic finance in the world. And Karachi should be the pioneer and the leader in that. What we have done is that awareness is not there. So I will mostly emphasize that there has to be awareness on Islamic banking, Islamic products. You scholars, learned people have to come more forward, organize seminars, lectures and all that, and spend little time and money to educate the masses. One. Second thing is this, that when you float these Sharia compliance products, you have to be very clear saying that these products are beneficial for the common man. Why? Because I say, I'll just take 1 minute of yours. Pakistan, unfortunately, is a country who has gone down below poverty level, and we are not improving. I'm sorry to say, it's a shameful of a state that we are going down and down every day comes into our life. Islamic financial system is a cure. We believe in that, and following that, Karachi Chamber of Commerce has taken into compliance and as mandatory to work with the Islamic banking system only. Now, we badly need this improvement from 4 to 12% to go more further ahead, and in takaful, as Captain Saab said, it is 2%, very bad. It has to increase and should go by now by 14%. So what I'm just trying to say is that Islamic banking or whatever the funding or investment industry of the Islamic should bring in products to serve the common man, to serve the poor masses, to serve the people of Pakistan, and that I believe is the Islamic microfinancing system. And the Islamic microfinancing system in the short term, long term, Qarze Hasana is the only way and nijat to this bad economic system in Pakistan. You have to float SME loans, stop giving only loans to the government. The government is the biggest borrower. Ijara sukuk, ijara sukuk. Mere se paisa liya government ko de diya. Mere se paisa liya government ko de diya. What are we doing for serving the common masses? We have to do. One example and the last and the major one, that the youth in our countries ki माँ बाप अपने आप को पता नहीं किस तरह बेचकर उसको MBA CA कराते हैं, and then he is unemployed. Where are the opportunities? Who will think about them? Islamic financial system should come forward as a Qarz Hasana or whatever. You know, you guys are experts. To make my youth unemployed and save their plight from the country, which is a havoc. Everybody become a MBA and CA, selling everything of their lifetime, and then they get nothing here, have to go abroad, do whatever the job they get there. So this is a mess management. So they have to be employed, become an entrepreneur by financing. Self-financing system should be promoted, and they should become employer and should employ 2-3 people with them. A small employer, a small entrepreneur could be a big giant mega entrepreneur tomorrow. So my reservations are there that this is of real importance and eminence. Islamic funding, investment, financial systems, or as a matter of fact, takaful, whatever. These components need real support from a common man. Coming out of the scholars, it has to be understood by the common man. Sir.
Thank you, Atiq sir. Finally, I'll throw a question at Tariq Ali sir. As a consultant, how do you see the overall scenario? You know, with vis-a-vis comparison of the capital markets versus banking, and just, you know, your view overall as someone who sort of comes from the outside, guides, and then, you know, takes a step back and is able to see everything from the outside as well.
Thank you very much, Dean. It is really my honor to be with such a professionals, group of professionals from the industry. First of all, I would like to draw the attention which one of the Umar Mustafa Ansari's presentation, that he talked about the transparency and the security. I think in the asset management companies, the transparency which is there in the asset management company, which that kind of a transparency is not there in anywhere else, because of the presence of the FMR and the market watchers daily, and the percentage share of the company which is, you know, going as a profit, and rest of the disbursement to the investors and the company itself. So transparency is only there in the asset management company. That's the reason they are growing on the rapid pace. Whereas, why we talk about the awareness? Everybody since morning, in every session, everybody is talking about we have to create the awareness, and this talk is going on since last many years, that we have to create the awareness for the Islamic finances to the masses and everywhere. There is a dire need of consolidation for the awareness of Islamic finance industry. I would suggest that from the takaful side and the asset management side as well, the regulators should come up. Just like Mr. Salim in the morning mentioned that they have a plan to launch a campaign for Islamic finance industry to the masses, an electronic campaign as well as there will be roadshows and things like that to create the mass awareness. So similarly for the asset management company and the takaful industry, there has to be a campaign supervised by the regulators, and the industry players should come up and be a part of this to create the awareness. And obviously, this will come with the condensed training within the institution as well, because if you create the awareness and your own institution, HR, is not, you know, practicing the same thing which you want to convey to the masses, if that is not there, the training supported by the mass campaigns by the regulators and the industry players, it has to be a part of, you know, to move on for the long term and the growth of the industry as well.
Thank you, Tariq. Mashallah, I've definitely learned a lot. I'm assuming, inshallah, the audience has as well. Now I'll throw the mic to Majid Dawood Sahab to sort of give the concluding remarks for this session.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you to Mr. Zubair Morgan and AlHuda Center of Islamic Banking and Finance to invite me here to speak to you, and I'm glad that you're all here at this last session and still awake and listening to us. Obviously, the panel has kept you enlightened and aware, and of course they've talked about the awareness, which is very paramount globally. There was issues that were mentioned also by Shoaib Sahab about an Al-Mizan's fund. They had Muslim investors, but they also had Hindu investors. Now in Malaysia, it's a Muslim country, they've got Islamic finance, they're well advanced than most other countries, and 60% of the take-up is by non-Muslim Chinese. Now, just a question to the audience. How many think conventional finance is larger? Put your hands up, please.
In Pakistan?
Globally, is Islamic finance, who thinks that conventional finance is larger? Okay, thank you. Who thinks Islamic finance is larger? Nobody. Okay, both are wrong and both are right. One thing here is that Islamic finance is inclusive. It's not just for Muslims, it's for everybody. So your product, if it's good, will be acceptable and taken up by anyone and everyone who feels comfortable. The attraction that you have in your products is ethical and socially responsible, which is something that has been the cause of the crisis. The cause of the global financial crisis is down to three things. Short selling, which the Sharia scholars will not permit. Gratefully, thank you. Also, high leverage, the Sharia scholars and Sharia won't permit. And thirdly, debt trading.